Wish TV's Focus on Food is a commitment to improving food accessibility in the community. Hear from expert culinary contributors, health professionals, and people who are making a difference in the fight to eradicate hunger. Made possible by Indiana University Health.
Joining me here on Lifestyle Live at noon is Danny from Hatch. Okay,
Yeah.
Danny, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, so what is Hatch? I hear the word Hatch, and it immediately makes me think about chickens or eggs or...
Yeah, maybe both,
Okay.
right? So Hatch for Hunger was started in Indianapolis. We have deep roots here. We're a national nonprofit that helps deliver eggs and chicken and beef and turkey and pork to food banks and pantries all over the country. Over 100 food banks nationally. And we also work with food banks here in Indiana, right? One of our strongest partners, Gleaners Food Bank of Indiana. We deliver over 50,000 dozen eggs every month to Gleaners to help provide eggs to pantries here throughout our community.
That's incredible. You know, when you come to a major city, you think about a major city, you don't think about just how many people actually stand in need of food, of basic nourishment. So, and you provide that animal-based protein.
Yeah, that's right. So we believe that animal-based proteins are a basic human right? Everybody should have access to these types of products. And here in Indianapolis, 1 in 5 children are hungry today. That's 1 in 5, 20%. That's big, right? And we also have one of the largest food deserts in the U.S. Over 35,000 residents on the far side of Indianapolis sit in a food desert today. There's lack of grocery stores, there's lack of banking, there's lack of opportunity. And so we're really looking for ways to help move the needle and provide equitable access to these types of food for everybody in our community.
You know, I think people may be watching, they go, oh, somebody misses, that's a lot of eggs. So he misses a couple eggs, or, you know, what does it matter if you get some chicken or, you know, but you're talking about building blocks of health and making sure that you have the proper nutrients. Because if you don't have the proper nutrients, your brain can't work properly, your body doesn't work properly,
right.
You don't get the things you need. And that can also be a disadvantage to, like you said, those students. When you were saying like 1 in 5 children, I thought about walking into a classroom and seeing like at least 4 kids who are in there hungry, and how can you learn when you're hungry? I can do anything when you're hungry. I can't even drive a straight line sometimes I'm too hungry.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine being chronically hungry or chronically hangry, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know how I feel if I miss a meal. I see how my kids act if they miss a meal, but for many children in our communities today, that's reality. When they leave school, they don't know where their next meal is going to come from. And so we're really looking to build nutrition security for these families. So when they leave school on a Friday, they have food on the weekend, so that they don't have to wonder where their next meal is going to come from. You look at the far east side of Indianapolis, and to your point, right, 17-year less life expectancy for residents on the far east side of Indianapolis in 2024 because they lack access to nutritious, nutrient-dense food. Say that again, 17 years.
That's crazy.
Crazy, right, in 2024. And so we're looking for ways to make sure that those communities, those children, our future leaders, have access to this type of food, because we see that if you're food insecure, it typically lasts for 3 generations. So it's a multi-generational impact. So if we can break the cycle now, we can hope that those children can create a brighter future for themselves and for their children's children and forward.
You know, people probably watching like, oh, that is so lovely. Oh, I'm going to pray, and thoughts and prayers. And thoughts and prayers are great, but action is really what's best, because this is an action-based thing you have to do here. So how can people, if they're watching, go, you know, thoughts and prayers, we'll take those too, but how can they, you know, help support the organization through their actions? Yeah,
so actually this is a great time to talk about action, because this is Hunger Action Month, right? September is a month where we take action to try and curb the challenges that we face when it comes to fighting hunger. You can go to feedingamerica.org. You can go to hatchforhunger.org and learn more about what we're doing. We can help get you connected to your food bank or your pantry. And really, every action matters, right? Whether you donate your time, you donate your treasure, your finances to something, or you just want to visit a pantry and see what the needs are, right? Take that step to learn more about what your community needs so that you can make an impact in the lives of our future leaders.
You know, it's interesting. A lot of people think that they're more far removed from hunger and being unhoused than they actually are. And so you never know if who you're helping today maybe turn around and have to help you tomorrow. So,
agree. Yeah, I mean, silent hunger is real, and the working hungry and the working poor is more real than ever. Post-pandemic, there's more people who are hungry. There's more people who are working and can't afford groceries, can't afford medical bills. The people that your children are sitting next to in school they may not know where their next meal is coming from. And so we have to be very diligent and find ways to help.
Absolutely. Thank you, Danny, for being here. For more information on Hatch for Hunger, we're going to have that on lifestylelive.tv. Really appreciate you being here.
This is the Wish TV Focus on Food podcast, made possible by Indiana University Health. Find more on the Focus on Food website by visiting wishtv.com/food and watch the ongoing coverage on Wish TV.